Hi, everyone. Welcome to A New View. I'm Lee, and I'm here with Shira, Kim, and Juji. We are four friends, speakers, and professionals from different cultures, backgrounds, and age groups coming together to offer healing and inspiration. Today, we're going to talk about some of my most favorite topics, and that is our favorite things. We're each going to take a little bit of time and share with you some of our most favorite things. Ladies, who wants to go first?
Me.
Ooh, yay.
So the first thing I'll start with before it gets cold over here, and this was a gift from you ladies for my birthday, but one of my most favorite things, the company is called Bodum, right? Usually it's pronounced Bodum, and it is a steamer / frother for your milk, for your coffee or tea. And I have to tell you, this little contraption is something I would have never bought myself, ever. It's one of those things, there's things you have like a money threshold and you're like, nah, I want it, but I won't spend the money on it. Well, this is one of those items. And I am so happy that I told you guys that and you bought it for my birthday, but it froths so amazing.
Amazing.
And you just put a little cinnamon on it on top of whatever it's the best.
Lattes
it's the
at
birthday
home.
gift that keeps on giving.
Lattes for
So
everyone.
how does it plug in, Kim? How does it froth?
Yeah, it plugs into the wall and you put it on the little stand and then you just turn the little button on and then 30 seconds later, it's amazing. You just pour it on your coffee. Juji made me lattes when I visited her and like every morning I was like, can I have another latte? Because they were so good.
And we're going to put all the things in the show notes, right? All the brands or whatever we're talking about. We'll put in the show notes.
And this is a great gift. If you know anyone that drinks coffee or tea, like this is a great like Christmas gift or birthday gift or something like that. So wanted to mention that. Another one of my favorite things is going for walks. And this is kind of a two-parter. So we all know that walking is good for you. We all know it's healthy. This has been proven. It helps tone your legs. It helps you lose weight. It helps you clear your mind. It's been proven to extend your life. But for me, the biggest part is the clearing of the mind. I literally cannot even tell you. I guess when you're walking and you're looking at nature and stuff, you're being more mindful. So it's helping you practice mindfulness and it's reducing your stress. And I can't even begin to express to you guys, I literally feel the reducing of my stress from like the second I leave and the second I come home, somewhere in the middle and somewhere when I'm getting home, like I'm so grounded. Everything just feels melted away. I can't live without it. And the days that I don't go walking, this week, I barely went walking because I was so crazy overwhelmed with work and stuff. It really affects me. And then later I'm like, nope, I got to constantly remind myself, this is a priority. I need these walks for my own mental health. And the reason I said it was a bit of a two-parter was I live close to the ocean. And I know not everybody does. Some people live near some sort of body of water. But for me, the water like melts my tension away. And it's something that I can't express in words. I just feel it. So going for a walk on the water is like twofold. That's like, I can't even begin to tell you how good I feel when I do that. So just walking or by water or whether it's not or whatever, it is like an actual mental health treatment. That's how I look at it. That's my second favorite thing. And I know that
Love that.
This is a group of walkers right here. So you all relate. So what's my third thing? Okay, my third thing is something that Lee and I went to the Natural Product Expo recently. And I can't believe how much I love this product. I met them last year, but this year something really stuck with me. It is this Organi Lip Balm.
Love it.
See it.
What is it? A lip balm?
It's a lip balm.
Oh.
You see it. So there's
Look what I have here.
It better be in my goodie bag.
I have mine from last year.
Well, I didn't realize how much I love this because last year I was in love with a different one, but this year, And let me
I
tell you
know.
why. There is something that, first of all, Lee and I spoke to the owner, and it was this middle-aged man. And it's interesting that a middle-aged man would create a lip balm company. So I asked him, what made you create this lip balm? Would you ever think a man would create a lip balm? It's more of a, I think, a female thing to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just creating a story, but I was kind of like, what made this man create this lip balm company? And he said that he had a really, really horrible time with his lips. He had horrible cracking and to the point of bleeding his whole life. And he tried everything, every ingredient, every natural ingredient. He tried medications that he got from his dermatologist. I mean, this man had massive lip problems, and I don't relate at all. And my heart goes out to him. So he decided he was going to just test out ingredients. And once he did, and he saw what helped heal his lips, he made this. And the one very magical ingredient is called sea buckthorn berry oil. So it's a berry, and it grows in places of the world where we don't live, in like more colder northern climates, like in Europe and Canada and China and Russia. But this berry, when it was tested among all the other berries, the vitamin C level was like through the roof compared to like a blueberry, which is like this much vitamin C. So I don't know if it's mostly this one ingredient that helped heal his lips, because there's other stuff in it like calendula and coconut oil and things like that. But it is so smooth. I highly recommend you try it.
Yeah, baby.
It's definitely so. I gotta second that. It's so silky smooth, and I gotta say that in the past, when Kim and I've been to the show, we had a different favorite chapstick, and this one is taking its place now.
Yes.
Right.
So my fourth favorite thing is, I'm going to save the best for last, I think. So my fourth favorite thing is Juji introduced me to this brand. Can you see it? Acure.
Acure.
So this particular, I'm trying to see with the lighting, this particular green one, they have many, many, many. They have hair products, skin products, beauty products, but in love with this brand. I, for so long, have been trying to find the right facial lotion. I have so many friends who have this issue. They're always asking me, you know any good brands? It gets, really dry, it doesn't stay all day. I can't use oils, blah, blah, whatever. I've been looking for like the most perfect face lotion, and this is it for me.
It's a moisturizer?
It's a moisturizer. It's an this one particularly is ultra hydrating 12-hour facial moisturizer. There's electrolytes in here. It is by far my most favorite. I'm loving this company. I've been reading about them, and they love supporting mental health programs and all sorts of things. They're 100% vegan. And even though I'm not 100% vegan, I do eat meat. I love that, there's no cruelty to animals to allow me to enjoy this face lotion. And they're just, non-toxic, which is number one for my face. So Acure all the way. Love it.
We should also say that we're not we're not being sponsored to say any of these, pick on any of these things.
None of the products that we are discussing or mentioning today we're not doing.
But if you guys want to sponsor us,
exactly.
Please reach out. Not in the comments below necessarily.
By Acure, I would be super psyched.
That'll happen.
That is one of my favorite brands.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So best for last, I wrote some notes because I think there's some important things to touch on here. But my most important favorite thing in my life right now, and forever probably, is something that I learned from Miss Juji, who practices and teaches human design. And it's that I have an emotional wave. And anyone listening is probably going to have no idea what that is. So I'm going to just try to say it in a way that I understand it best. So I am an emotional being, and I make all of my decisions based on how I feel about them. So everything is emotional based. And because it's emotional based, I need emotional clarity to make this decision, and that takes time. So where someone else, say Juji, who doesn't have an emotional wave, doesn't need time to make a decision, but I need time. And I have to say that spontaneity has always given me anxiety throughout my life. And just knowing that in my design, I have this wave, and that it will help ease my anxiety to give myself the time to make decisions and express that to people, which is so hard to do. Just knowing this about me is like so life-changing, and I'm so happy to know it. And I have to share something with you guys. Knowing that I need time to make decisions and being able to say to someone, you know, I just need some time, I'll get back to you, blah, blah, blah. I look back on my life, and there's been so many times before I knew this about myself where I've accepted jobs that I did not want. I have had sex with men when I wasn't ready to. The list could go on and on. So to know this about myself, I can't believe
Game
this is
changer.
but it's a favorite things episode, and I'm like tearing up.
But you're tearing up from joy because it's your favorite thing.
It's amazing to know this about myself, that like,
Wow.
I just need to let people know this, and that people need to honor this about me and not get impatient with me and not get frustrated with me.
Wow.
Thank you, Juji.
I love that.
I was getting chills when you were talking about this, because I feel like anytime I'm introducing somebody to their design and we talk about this, it's like this huge permission slip given, like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with needing more time. There's nothing wrong with not being able to be spontaneous. There's nothing wrong with how, and there's nothing even wrong with how you've been doing it. It's just that you weren't aware. So like, it's not about looking back and beating yourself up. It's about, okay, I have this information now. How do I go forward and explain to people how to honor me? And then also, how do I honor myself and not turn that inward somehow?
Yes.
Because that's what we tend to do, right? So
Totally.
I love that. You know what's funny? Human design isn't even on my list of favorite things, because I'm pretty sure the first time we did this episode, it was. And so I didn't want to repeat myself. But thank you for sharing that, Kim. I guess it's my turn.
You go, girl.
So as you guys know, I was in transition for quite some time in my life. For about 2.5 years, I didn't really have a stable home situation. I was like hopping from place to place. And even before then, my home didn't really feel like my home. So today I wanted to say that my first and foremost, my favorite thing is my home, because not only does it feel so good to be here, but I also, for the first time in my life, my whole life, I've created a space that's exactly the way that I want it. You know, when I lived in New York, my home was just like a place I slept. So like, it was nice, but it was like kind of haphazardly thrown together. And then, you know, I kind of like let things pile up, because the apartments in New York are like this big. And so it was a little bit cluttered always, but I wanted to show you guys my favorite room in the house. So let's take a little trip.
Yay, we're going on a tour.
So this is my living room. And as you can see, I have this beautiful fireplace where I actually create fires in the wintertime. One of my favorite things. And I also have a lot of plants, because that's not something that I had a lot of in New York City. So lots of plants. I'm a plant mom, as I like to say.
Juji, I love that window so much.
Yeah,
I love that branch. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And I recently created a little earth altar here with all my crystals and more plants and all of that stuff. So As
So
you
nice.
see, I have this little heart that my mom gave me, and
Oh, I love that.
just things that I've collected over time. And
Amazing.
another thing that you definitely don't have space for in New York City is a table where you can have your friends over. Like, it is unheard of to have a dining room in New York. So
I have one, but the folding table is behind my television.
exactly.
Just saying.
And for viewers who are not familiar, they're talking about New York City,
Right.
Yeah.
not the state of New York,
Right.
where there are many large
True.
homes and spaces. And New York City has some, bigger
Yeah,
apartments,
But
most of
hey,
them
I
are.
wasn't living in a loft in Soho, so
Yeah. Oh, Juju, it's so pretty. I love it.
I love it too. And
So-
you know what's so nice is that I think when people have a home, a lot of times we focus on, just all the things we need to do and the maintenance and the projects and the this and the that. And I love that your home is your favorite thing. I feel like that's just something you don't hear all the time.
Yeah. And I think also that your exterior of your home too is such a huge, obviously, difference from being surrounded, by New York City concrete and streets and horns and lights.
Yep.
That's
Now she's in the
an
woods.
extreme difference.
it's one of the things that I feel most grateful for, that I give the most gratitude for when I'm meditating in the morning, because I do know what it's like to feel really unstable in that area of life. And I feel like the reason why I was so unstable for so long is because I didn't want to settle for just anywhere. I wanted to wait until I had the opportunity to really be in a place that I loved. And so I get to do that now. Yay.
So yummy.
Okay, so my next favorite thing is goes really well with this actually, which is my engagement ring.
Aw.
So this is an emerald cut emerald, and it was something that I had picked out. And the reason why this is significant to me is because I feel like one of the things that I was really bad at in my first marriage is asking for what I wanted. And I was pretty shy still when my now husband and I sat down and started talking about getting married. But I remember being like, you know what, this time around, I'm going to ask for what I want. Because the first time around, it was a beautiful ring, but it wasn't my choice. It wasn't what I really wanted. And so to be able to have a very adult conversation and have it be uh-oh, did you guys freeze?
Oh,
No,
Actually,
you froze.
Juju, you froze, but we can hear you. So if you
Yeah.
want to keep talking.
Oh no, did I
Oh,
freeze?
You're back.
you're back.
You're back.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Where did I leave off?
You just
You
said
had a discussion about what you wanted.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it was the first time, I felt like it was just an adult decision, there was no kneeling, there was no any of that. And that's okay with me. I didn't need that hoopla, but I did need some sort of understanding between the two of us. And I feel like that actually happened. We had a conversation. He was like, what is it that you want with this? And I said, well, I've always wanted this. And he started looking at rings that were ridiculous. And I was like, no. That's too big. That's too much. That's too this. And then I basically was like, this is the ring that I want. And the fact that I was able to do that, to just say what it is that I was desiring, and for him to be like, oh, that's what you want? Okay, fine. And then for him to get it for me, and I just look down at it, and it just represents this totally different kind of communication, a totally different kind of love and attention. So
That's awesome.
thank you. It does. It means a lot to me.
So much growth. It's like your favorite things, but it also represents like the person you're becoming. It's just so spiritual and beautiful.
A lot of that. Yeah. So
So-
much more than the item itself.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So funny enough, the next thing has nothing to do with my growth, but it has everything to do with finally living near a Trader Joe's. Because when I lived in New York City, there was really only one, and it was a nightmare because it was so popular that the line was out the door. And so I'd only ever been a couple of times. Oh no, you guys froze again.
Well, we can,
No,
you're
we
fine.
didn't.
Susie.
We
No.
see you fine.
We're good. Oh, she
Oh,
froze.
now she froze.
We're taking turns freezing.
That's such an interesting face she's making. She's like, oh, there you're back.
Oh, there you are.
You're back.
My favorite thing is not the internet right now. Let me tell you.
We'll do our least favorite episode things. Don't worry about it.
So yes, I finally live near a Trader Joe's. I'm so happy about it. And some of my favorite products from Trader Joe's are something Kim introduced me to, which is everything but the bagel nuts. And I don't know if you guys have ever used this hot sauce, but it is insane. The peri peri sauce. I go through bottles of this. I buy 3 at a time.
What do you saute it with? Everything? Vegetables,
No,
chicken?
I pour it on top of everything. So like on top of vegetables, on top of an omelet, like you can put it in a stew if you want to. It's delicious. But
Is it very spicy?
I wouldn't say it's very spicy. Like it's like a medium. It's
Okay.
like a medium spicy.
All right, good. Just a
But
little
like
kick.
everything that they make is amazing. Like they have this elderflower sparkling drink that I love. The creamer that they make for the Bodum Frother thing. Oh my God, their creamers are amazing. They just came out with a new one, oat milk creamer with brown sugar. It's insane. So yeah, Trader Joe's is one of my favorite places. And the staff there are always so nice. It doesn't matter which Trader Joe's you go to. They're always like, I love your hair. Like, what a great outfit. Or like, how are you doing today? I'm like, can you just come to my house every morning and compliment me? Thanks.
They really are awesome.
They've got some really good training there.
Yes.
You know, that's a one
true.
corporation that I believe it all comes from the top and the training, because you're right. Every single Trader Joe's, like, they're so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the
And-
cashiers told me once that they're so well taken care of that's why they're all so happy and nice, because they love working there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows for sure. Okay, so the next thing is a little bit more woo. And you ladies know that I love to pull cards, and I've been working with this Oracle deck. You can see it's starting to like wear out a little bit, but this is my favorite card deck, that if I need like an inspirational message, or if I feel like I'm struggling with something, I really have this, like, it's like an extra support system, you know, like I'm just going to pull the first thing. Oh, this is called the Seer. And the message is see beyond your current situation. So things like that, you know, like it gives you messages, but it also comes with this little book so that, you know, there's longer messages in here. You can look up what each card means. And I remember once just getting this intuitive hit that I should pull a card for Kim when I first got this deck. And I pulled a card and I left her a voice note, and I was like, this is what the description says. And I got like a tearful voice note back being like, that's exactly what I needed to hear right now. Thank you. You know, so it was the first time that I really saw like how powerful this could be, because sometimes it's a narration. It like tells you exactly where you are in life. And then sometimes it's like, oh, that's really what's going on. That makes so much sense. So love this deck. And then last but not least, it's not a physical thing, but I run a community of women online called the Be Hive, and that has become one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. It really is this sisterhood. We all get together once a week. We're on a consistent Slack chat on our phones. So we send each other memes. We send each other inspirational quotes. We just are constantly in support of one another. And we're always talking about human design, but we're talking about life. So that's something that really, really has been an uplifting and beautiful journey. And it's only been this year that I started it. So I'm looking forward to see what grows out of that. And it's very exciting.
You can't go wrong with any sisterhood.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
And I look forward to putting everything we're talking about and where to buy it, where to look it up, all the links in our description for everybody.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Wow. I feel so fulfilled.
Those
And now it's Lee's turn.
were all your things, Juge?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay.
Those
All
are really
righty.
great things, by the way. Really good.
So good.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I have so many things always, you guys, and I have a hard time picking just 5, but I'm gonna start. One of my items, Kim also had that, which is awesome. I love that chapstick that we mentioned. I will start with, there's 2 items right next to me, and one is a serum for the face that I gotta say, going to the Natural Products Expo is one of my favorite things in life. So every year, Kim and I have been going, Baltimore and Philly, and it's kind of like a playground for adults who are kind of trick-or-treating for products that are all natural. And this is my life. It's non-toxic, natural products, chemical-free, cruelty-free is what it's all about. And, and if you guys are familiar, when we put anything on our skin, any chemical on our skin, it takes seconds for it to reach our bloodstream. Mm-hmm. So over time, when we use products that do have chemicals that are somewhat toxic, it can wreak havoc on our health, on our immune system in one way or another. But anyway, so the Natural Products Expo, this is one of the newer. First of all, I left it like this so you could see the cute little packaging, right? It's round. And I'm going to open it up. And this is a face serum. It's a facial serum, and the bottle comes inside. And it's called Yauvari Amplified Youth Spring. I wrote it down. So it's an oily serum for the face. It's for fine lines and for wrinkles. And the best thing that I love about, one of the best things is the scent. It smells kind of a little musky, but floral and botanical. And one of the scents that is in here is frankincense, which is probably one of my favorites anyway. But this has been something really new that I so love and would definitely purchase again. So we go to the Natural Products Expo. We come home with
your face looks awesome, Lee, I have to say. I mean, it always does, but like particularly today, I don't know why.
Because
okay.
It's
Let's
the serum,
attribute
Shira.
that to this. And if you want to sponsor us, give us a call. But we love
the packaging is so beautiful.
Yeah, so cute.
Yeah, the packaging is awesome, and it's a really, really great product. There's another beauty product that I'm going to mention now that happens not to be all natural, but it is something that I've been using for years because it smells so heavenly. It's called Eau de Soir, right? Like they also have a Eau de Soir like spray, like a perfume kind of a spray. And this is the body lotion. So it lasts for many months with me because I don't lather it on. I don't use a lot of it. I use it in moderation, just a little tiny bit when I'll never forget the first time I smelled this on someone was probably about 15 years ago in Israel. It's a friend of my cousin's, and she came into the area. We were all sitting outside, and I was like, what are you wearing? Like, what is, like, I actually just thought she just stepped out of the shower, and it was the most amazing fresh feeling I smelled. And it turns out to be this. And so I got it, and it's kind of like my guilty indulgence in a way, because it's not all natural, but it's heavenly. So that's like my bad moisturizer. Bad but good.
Described it. I was like, I need that right
Bad
now.
but so good. All right. I'm going to move over to a whole nother area. And one of the things that you gals know that I love to do is play pickleball. That is a new activity that I picked up about a year ago. It was, I think, last November of 21. And so I've been playing pickleball now for a year, and I'm an ex-tennis player. And so I got to tell you that, first of all, pickleball has been sweeping the nation. When I first heard of it about 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, whatever, it's an older person's thing. It's a smaller court. It's a little simpler, but man, is it fantastically fun and so social. So, and I got to say that ever since I moved to Florida, it's been an amazing social activity for me in terms of meeting people. A lot of my really close friends now, I met them on the pickleball courts, and then I met people through them. And I'm actually going to start in a tournament in a couple of weeks. I've gotten better. So it's just a lot of fun. I want to show you guys what a pickleball paddle looks like and what the ball looks like, because a lot of people ask that question.
I was actually really curious, so I'm glad you're showing us. Oh.
So this is a pickleball paddle. It's very lightweight, right? Kind of feels like a board. And pickleball is actually a combination of, they say, of badminton, tennis, and ping pong. Literally, this is very, very, it's light. They have different weights and things like that. This is the pickle ball.
Oh, it's like a wiffle ball.
So it's like a wiffle ball, exactly, with holes. And it, there's a cool sound every time you hit the ball with the paddle. And the ball is the game is very fast going. It's mostly doubles. You rarely see people playing singles, but it's just a lot of fun. And
I'm dying to play because my sister plays all the time, and she's like, "You have to play with me."
Yeah, and you kind of pick up on it pretty quickly. It's I would say a little bit easier to get into than tennis, because the paddle is a lot lighter than a tennis racket, and the ball is lighter and all of that.
Yep.
All right, what am I on? Number 4, 5, probably number 4. I think I have to get up for this one. One of my favorite things is my throw. I have a throw that I use in my, it's on my couch, and it is so yummy, so luxurious, so like when I see it, I can't wait to wrap myself around it. It is made by, it's a faux fur throw, and it is made by Malibu Luxe. It happens to be part of my decor, but I actually ordered it on it was a very impulsive buy last Christmas. I was watching, I don't know, Channel 4 was on, and they were showing like their most amazing, coolest new like holiday buys, and this was one of them, and I was like, I had to order it right away, and I did, and I love it. So that was another thing.
It reminds me a little, I remember last year when you were talking about your sheets, and I was so envious. I was like, I need to buy those soft, cozy, silky sheets. They look amazing. Right. And now I'm like, ooh, that looks really cozy and soft.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we will leave the name down below also. There's one more thing I think I want to share. I have a bunch of stuff, but so along the lines of Kim, you shared your frother. right? By Bodum, which I love that whole idea. But when you and I went to the Natural Expo, so another one of these new products, a new food kind of product that we tried was, we tried so many non-dairy milks, right? I try to stay away from dairy. A lot of people are lactose intolerant, whatever. So non-dairy milks, and some of them are great, fantastic, and some of them are not so, and they're very bland. Now, in terms of foaming, in terms of a milk that foams at home, if you want to make your own latte, it's been tough for me to find a good non-dairy plant-based milk that would foam, and I could make my own latte at home. But we found one. As a matter of fact, one morning, Kim and I, like one of our mornings at the show, we were like dying for coffee. Do you remember? We were like, we finally found a place that like just, they gave us like little lattes and we like devoured them. And I'm like, wow, it's so nice and foamy. And they were like, no, well, this booth is actually for the milk. We're representing this brand. And it's called, I love the name too, Good Karma. And it foams amazingly. So, you know, this is one of the things I was going to demonstrate. I'm not going to demonstrate it, but I just want to show, this is a little frother for whoever hasn't seen it, right? It turns on and off. And when you put a little bit of any kind of milk into a glass and use that, it'll froth it up. And I love this one. One more thing. This is same brand. They have little mini milk cartons that, you know, kids can take to school or whatever, adults. But I tried their chocolate flavor is amazing. It's not too sweet, which I like, but it's sweet enough. Hang on.
That barista blend that she just showed, yeah, it's so good, that chocolate.
So, oh my God, it's so good. So I feel like a little kid because I bought like a 6-pack and now I shake it up and I take the straw and I swear to God, I feel like I'm 6 years old.
But that barista blend, I just want to point out, yes, it froths amazing, but what we loved about it was how creamy the frothiness was, where I'll try all different milks in the Bodum one, this one. And some are just so, yes, there's froth there, but they're like watery. Like
you're right.
It's creamy.
You're right.
Huge
yes.
difference.
There's a big difference between froth that the bubbles start to pop very quickly, right? And it's watery. Yes. Yeah. And that's why we love it. And I have like other things, but we'll save it for next time.
Lee, next time I come see you in Florida, I would like some chocolate Good Karma milk.
I will have it on ice and ready for you. And we can drink it out of like champagne flutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And now
all right,
on to Shira.
Floor is yours.
So I'm actually going to start off my favorite things with you guys know what the Serenity Prayer is, right? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. So I belong to a group called ACA, which is sort of like a 12-step based program that is amazing. And their version of the Serenity Prayer is actually my new favorite Serenity Prayer. And it goes like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, the courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know that one is me. And that has like just carried me through so many situations because it's like, you can't change nobody but yourself. So I just find that super duper helpful. And as a former codependent and as a former unhealthy people pleaser, those words have come in very handy for me. So just sharing with all of you.
Shira, can you tell the people who might be listening to this what ACA stands for?
Yes. So it stands for, it's a very long acronym. It stands for Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families. And whenever I talk about it, I'm like, and that's everybody. Because if you don't have alcoholism in your family, you got some kind of dysfunction. I mean, let's face it. But the difference between this and other 12-step groups is that it really goes back to sort of family of origin stuff. And it doesn't, there's no shame, there's no blame. There's just a lot of discovery. I came up with this little mnemonic thing, like discovery, discovering, uncovering, recovering. Like that's sort of what's helped me. Like I've discovered so many things about myself and my family. And so just super, super helpful stuff. I belong to one that's all women, which is incredible. So thanks for letting me share my Serenity Prayer. And then the second thing I wanted to share with you is, you all know that I meditate. But I want to share in the show notes, I'm going to share my playlist that I created, because I've meditated in so many different ways over the years. I've done it sitting, I've done it lying down, I've done it in silence, with music, guided, there's so many different ways to do it, which is amazing, because you have to sort of, in my mind, you have to keep doing it until you find the one that works for you. So for the last few years, I have been doing it to music, and then I curated this playlist because I realized that I don't like music that's like bloop, 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 like, you know, like piano or guitar. I just like ethereal, just long notes of, you know, like the Lord is playing the music. So, and I use an eye patch, which, by the way, the first time I showed this to somebody, they're like, is that a bra? And I'm like, no, it's because it wouldn't fit over these girls. So here's the cool thing that I do. So I have, not that I have big girls. Anyway.
Can I just point out, Juji, there's her naughty side.
That's your raunchy side.
Raunchy.
Yes, that's like this much of the raunchiness that I actually exhibit. But so what I do is I either meditate outside, which is great because then it's like the sun is in some form, or if I'm doing it inside, I turn the lights on and I use this. So I put it on and I play, you know, the music. So it's really dark and I get like so deep and so into it. But then at some point, and I don't know if I can share this like in the show notes, but there's a piece of music that is so glorious and divine that, and I just decided to do this. So like I'll be meditating totally deep, totally dark. And then when that piece of music comes on, I just take the eye patch off and the light just floods into my entire being. It's just amazing. It's amazing. So that is one of my favorite things that I guess I sort of made up. I don't really know where it came from. I didn't hear anybody do it. It's just been such an incredible thing. And then after the beautiful music, I put it back on and I go through like a gratitude thing or whatever. But so I'm going to share the playlist in the show notes. The next thing I wanted to share with you, and I'm just going to share my screen, is something called, so there's a guy named Brendan Burchard, who is sort of like a marketing, definitely spiritual guru type guy. And he came up with this thing that I just found really, really helpful. So do you see my screen? Can you see my screen here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see, yeah, make
me big. So this is called, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here. Let's see. It's called the one-page productivity planner. And the reason I love it is because it's one page. And it's a way to keep yourself, you know, current with and not get too overwhelmed with things. And basically what it is, it's 3 sections, right? So this is the projects, right? So let's say you have a project you're working on. Let's say you're writing a book, or let's say, you know, you have things at work that need to get, this could be used for work also. So here's different projects. And then each one of them has the steps. Like these are the 5 things I need to do to move this project forward. You can do it every day. I found it a little monotonous. I do it once a week. So that's one area, right? And then the second section is people, right? People I need to reach out to today, people I'm waiting on. So I literally make a list of the people I have to reach out to today and the people I'm waiting to hear back from. So nice, all in one place. And then the last one is priorities. I have to do this today no matter what. No matter what, this must get done. So like that's your hot list. I just found this super duper helpful. So I figured I would share with everybody. It's called the one-page productivity planner.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
I love that. Love that.
Just so great, right?
Yeah.
2 more things on my list. One is a product. So my sister told me about this. I think it's been around for a really long time. I may have mentioned this to you. It's such a kitschy name. It's all natural. It's called Egyptian Magic.
I'm all for that. I love
this
that.
thing is unbelievable. It's made out of olive oil, beeswax, honey, bee pollen, royal jelly.
Yummy.
And I have used it. First of all, if you go to the website, it's like 150,000 usages for Egyptian magic. Meanwhile, my dermatologist never heard of it. But I have like dry skin stuff, definitely on my feet over the last few years. It's just been like drier. Oh my God, I literally put this on my feet and then I put my socks on. Just the yummiest thing ever. I use it under my eyes before I put my concealer on sometimes. It can be used on your hair, just like so many usages, but it is spectacular Egyptian magic. Love it.
I just want to add that, Shira, you introduced me to that for my skin because I have psoriasis.
Right.
And when I have a flare up or a spot somewhere and I use that, it's so helpful. Like I literally see the difference.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that makes me so happy. I love when we share our favorite things. And the last thing I wanted to share with y'all, this is, I'm not, remember we said like, are we getting money to promote these things? All right. So you're actually going to see my daughter in this picture that I'm sharing with you. So I've been living in the city for 3 years, but earlier this year on Mother's Day, Aiden, my daughter, took me to a place called Quality Meats, which sounds like a supermarket, but it's actually a restaurant. And they're such geniuses because, all during the pandemic, they, lots of restaurants, they put their tables on the street, right? So they had little gazebos or little cabins, whatever. This place came up with this idea. Check this out. Okay. So this is my daughter who took me here for Mother's Day. It's literally a bar. If you see behind her, it's a full bar. And here's like a whole table right here. Do you see my little cursor here? Mm-hmm. With 2 stools. And the food was amazing. And I don't know if you could see this little tiny thing behind her was a button. And whatever you wanted, and it's just for 2 people, and it's off the street. So, and with a little curtain, like see how she's holding the curtain, like close it up. You have this total bar for 2 in the middle of New York City.
This opens up to the street?
Yeah, so like right in front of her is the sidewalk.
Oh, wow. So they have a few of these? These
no,
are lined up?
Just one. And you have to order it months in advance.
Oh, wow.
They do have other cabins, but it's just tables that the waitress comes. This is a full bar with like ooh la la service. So there's this right where this thing is, there's a little button there. And anytime you press it, it's like the waitress just comes over right away. It's like ringing a bell going, excuse me, we would like more champagne. Oh, and that's the other thing. You literally sit down and they pour you a glass of champagne complimentary because you get this cabin bar. Anyway, I just was blown away by this place and we had the best time.
Wow, that's really unique. And you said they have a lot of other seats, but just not like that, right?
Just one cabin bar. Yeah, just one bar. Everything else is just tables. But I just thought it was genius. And so now like you literally cannot get this thing for months and months. So
is there also, there's a bartender, I would imagine, and a waiter or waitress?
Yeah, the interesting thing is they don't tend, but like they go into the restaurant to bring you your drinks. So that's more for show, but it also shows you like what kind of like whiskey or vodka or gin or whatever. Like they just have every possible, just the whole feel and vibe of it was amazing. And the food was incredible.
That is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You're done with your list?
I am. That's all I got.
All right. Well, this was one of my favorite episodes ever. So if I may add that to my list, but this is our place to wrap up as we have all shared with you some of our favorite things. And I also want to just put it out there that if there are any companies out there that want us to endorse them or, sponsor us, feel free to reach out. We love good products and we will try anything and give you our feedback. If you've enjoyed our conversation, please subscribe to our channel and be sure to let us know if you have any topic requests or questions by commenting below. Remember, we are going to post all of our products down below as well. We'll see you soon, and thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.